welcome to the first episode of JavaScript Deep Dive. I'm Madan Mohan and today we are going to uncover the magic behind how JavaScript works behind the scenes. Have you ever wondered how browsers understand and execute JavaScript code? How does your code go from text to the actions on your web page? Well, it all starts with JavaScript Engine. Every browser has a built-in JavaScript engine that takes your code and executes it. For example, Chrome uses the V8 engine and Firefox uses SpiderMonkey and Safari uses JavaScript core. But how do these engines work? So in order to understand how your program will actually work under the hood, let me show you an example first. So here if you see we have a variable and a function. Let's see how it actually executes behind the scenes. Now you all know what the output is going to be. Let me refresh and see. So first it is going to be printed the value 5 and then 10. Now let's see how the execution happens behind the scenes. In order to understand this, let me show you a picture over here. This is an execution context. See, everything in JavaScript works inside this execution context. What I mean by this? See, whenever you have written a program in JavaScript, so each and every line of this program will actually execute inside this execution context. While it is executing, we have two components that you are seeing over here. That means I can say these are two steps. One is variable environment and the second one is a thread of execution. So the first and foremost thing what happens is a global execution context is going to be created for this particular program. So in this case what happens is, let's start with an x here. Initially the x would be stored over here with a special value which is undefined. Undefined is a special keyword in JavaScript. So initially each and every variable in your program will be stored with a value which is undefined. So first x would be stored with a value undefined, and then next one is a function, right? For functions, complete function would get stored over here. When I say complete function, literally complete code would be stored over here. If it is a variable, it will be assigned with the value undefined, and if it is a function, complete function will get stored over here in variable environment. Now this is the first step, and the second one is a thread of execution, which means this is the actual phase your code is going to be run line by line. So now moving to the second phase, whenever it sees the variable x equals to 10, this x undefined would be replaced with this value 10. Let me replace this undefined with 10. Next it will move to this function. In this particular case nothing is going to be executed here. It will move to the print. So as you see the function is called over here, it will go to the function, and in this particular case one more execution context is going to be created here inside the thread of execution. Let me create one more execution context here inside this thread of execution, and again we have two steps. First one is variable environment and the second one is thread of execution. Now you know what happens in the initial phase. All the variables inside this would be assigned with a value undefined. So here we have one variable inside function print. So that variable is a sum. The sum is going to be assigned with a special value which is undefined. Now moving on to the next line, it is showing console.log of sum. Now then it will move to the return print and no variables or other functions inside this one. So it will start execution. Then variable sum is equals to 5. Here undefined would be replaced with value 5. Let me replace this undefined with 5. Then there is a console statement here. As you see the sum value is 5. The console is going to be printed with the same value 5 here. Then there is one more console over here which is logging the value x. As you see the global value for this x is 10. That's the reason why in the output if you see first 5 is printed and then 10. This is how everything in JavaScript will actually execute inside this execution context. So initially for all the variables, undefined is going to be assigned that is what we call it as a memory allocation phase. And if at all we have any functions, the complete functions are going to be stored like this. And then it will start execution, which is thread of execution, and this is where the assignments, the value assignments and everything is going to be happen. And this is how the execution is going to be happen behind the scenes. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified about my new next deep dive into JavaScript. Thanks for watching.